Okay, so I had a double feature day. This is actually the first time ever in my life that I've gone to like double feature movies. Well, not really. I just a friend of mine was in town, King Heavy Meta, and he was in town visiting, and we were just sitting around my house and we were just like, "Hey, you want to go see a movie? Yeah, let's go. What movie should we go see? Let's go see Maleficent." And then later we went to go see another movie, which was also a first for me, because the other movie we went to go see Edge of Tomorrow. And that was my first time seeing like a Thursday, special premiere kind of thing. I did that before with Green Lantern as a midnight showing, and that was my first midnight showing. I kind of wish that wasn't my first midnight showing. But yeah, I'll talk about Edge of Tomorrow in the next review. But for right now, let's talk about Maleficent. Maleficent. First and foremost, Angelina Jolie kills it as Maleficent. She has the stage performance. She has every little motion she does, even like the little look she gives, and how she deadpans lines. It's really good. It's really nicely done of how well she just presents herself as Maleficent, and yeah. So nothing Angelina Jolie does in this film is there's no bad scene with Jolie as Maleficent. She kills us that line. Also, the Raven, the actor who played the Raven, was really cool too. I love how he played off of Angelina Jolie's Maleficent. It was really cool. Ella Fanning, meh. Actually, let's talk about the one character and I think I'm gonna. There'll be some minor spoilers here. Let's talk about one character that just he scared the shit out of me. Sharto Copley as King Stefan, Aurora's father. In here, he is batshit crazy. I'm gonna steal this from Jeremy Johns. I was kind of like, should we call Jaime Lannister to kill him? Because he was getting mad. He was up there with the Mad King. I'm kind of expecting him to shout, "Burn them all, burn them all." Yeah. So there was that. Very good. But not great. This is the same thing I had with Amazing Spider-Man 2. But having said that, though, let me say this right now. If you haven't seen this film and you're expecting a dark and villainous kind of performance, and you get that a little, but the thing is that this, if you're looking for Magneto level evil and stuff like that, a whole villain type movie, you're not going to get it here. I'm sorry to say, because the thing is that they make Maleficent good, and they give her the whole reason, oh, she was in love with someone, the love betrayed her and took her wings. That's a great scene, by the way, when Maleficent loses her wings. It's you feel bad for her. You feel honestly bad for her, because it's almost like she lost her child when she lost her wings. But having said that, though, the movie just kind of panders, because it goes from... The movie, I know it's an hour and a half long, but this is a quick film. I mean, seriously, this is a quick as hell film, and I was really surprised by that. So there was that. Again, I know it was an hour and a half long, but still, I feel like this should have been stretched out a bit more, just to get more of Maleficent's character and a bit more to Ella Fanning. Also, the prince shows up for God knows whatever reason. He just shows up at the third act of the film. You're like, oh, your true love's first kiss and all that. Also, I'm glad how they played that off in the first film. We hardly know each other. Why should I be the true love first kiss? And I was like, haha, going back to Disney stuff. That's funny. The three fairies. They call them... Here's the weird part. In the film, they literally keep switching back from calling them pixies to fairies, and all three of them are Jesus Christ, they're annoying, and they're incompetent in this film. They are literally, how they manage, these three should not have been charged with guarding Aurora through her life. These are the last people I would expect to have protect Aurora from, an evil such as Maleficent. I would not trust them at all. Because seriously, there's some dumb as shit moments. They have some, I nearly shouted, because it was just me and Meta in the film, in the theater, and one other guy, I think one other woman, I think I can't remember. There's one other person in the theater, and I literally almost shouted, "You dumb shit!" Like, seriously, it's bad. They are just terrible. What else did I want to talk about? Because there's a lot. I kind of compare this film to a 90s comic book. It's cool to look at because the scenery's beautiful. I love how they do the scenery and all that. But the story is so-so. It's kind of like I said, 90s comic book. The artwork's great for the most part, but the story is meh. I'm going to also quote my friend Cooliovid saying, Maleficent. It is Maleficent. Because the thing is that even though Angelina Jolie is great, and, you know, Sharlto Copley is also great playing literally the Mad King Part 2, everyone else, Ella Fanning's alright. It just feels like everyone gets outshined by Angelina Jolie as this president. And I take that as a good thing. That's probably the best thing, in my opinion, about this film is Angelina Jolie's performance as Maleficent. She was born to play this role. But, however, again, the whole story of her kind of having feelings for Aurora just was like, that really takes away from Maleficent. Because this is Maleficent, people. This is, like, one of the uber bad guys of not just Disney, but, like, in villains in general. Like, she's one of those villains when you think, like, villains in movies or stuff like that, you usually think, like, her, Darth Vader, Sauron, Megatron, all those, like, great villains that you think about, and they really kind of detract from that. And I feel like that kind of hurts a bit. I know this film's getting mixed reviews of people like it or hate it. I'm just kind of like, meh. That's really all I can say about it. It is just a really meh film to me. If you guys like it, because I know my friend, I think my friend Jay liked it as well. Mr. J's Comic Reviews liked this film as well. I just kind of walked away going, meh. Just meh. I mean, once again, if anyone out here, anyone watching this really liked this film, that's totally fine. No ill will against you. But me personally, I just did not. I personally this is just my opinion. This was not great. I mean, if you're a Disney fan, I'd say check it out. If you love the original story, yeah. Here's one thing though: Maleficent does the curse, and she says she'll fall into a death-like sleep. And it's kind of weird, too, because I listened to that and I was like, huh. In the original film, she said she'll die. And they didn't even let the third fairy give her gift. Because here's the thing. You could have said she'll die. Maleficent should have said she'll die, and then the stakes would have been higher. Because Maleficent in the back of her head would be like, oh my god, I just sent this poor girl to die. And because all of my hatred towards her father has made me, consumed by it. I think the stakes would have been higher if she said she'll die when she's 16. She'll prick her finger, she'll die, not fall into a death-like sleep. And then you could have had the third fairy come in, tell her to go to sleep, and then Maleficent wouldn't know that. You could just have Maleficent leave, third fairy comes in, gives her, death-like sleep, she'll just fall into a death-like sleep, and Maleficent would just feel like, oh my god, I just murdered this child. So, yeah. But yeah, the creatures themselves, the other creatures you've seen here are beautifully done. I really like how they looked. There was also some cool things of because there's a thing that all the creatures, magical creatures, are weak. Even Maleficent has a weakness towards iron, and me being the Gargoyles fan that I am was like, huh, Children of Oberon reference, I think, maybe. So, because for those who don't know, in Gargoyles, and it's kind of told throughout lore, in some versions of lore, and they even call them fair folk. And I like that. I was like, oh, that's good. Like because I know Paul Dini wrote the script for this movie, and I have a feeling that maybe he looked at Greg Weisman's notes and was like, I want to do that. So, because for those who don't know, in Gargoyles, it's said that that Oberon's children, the third race, or the fair folk, they're godlike in some cases, but their only weakness is iron. And it was cool to actually see that. It was cool to see that kind of weakness for Oberon's children in the film. And I like how that was utilized, too. Also, this movie, Meta and I were watching this film, and was like, what was the rating for this film again? Because, we were going back and forth, and we're like, was this PG or PG-13? I can't remember. And then it wasn't until, we got back home, and I was looking through the film, and I I looked, and I was like, oh, it is PG. But yeah, there is some good battle sequences. Angelina Jolie, once again, is really awesome. I just kind of felt it just detracted from that character that is a very title character. And they did some, and again, Prince Philip just felt forced throughout it. And the story, again, I know it was an hour and a half long, but I feel like they could have done more. They could have added more. And I understand that there was like reshoots in between scenes, because my parents saw this first because they were they had some vacation time, and they were just out of town, and they caught the movie by luck of the draw. And I'm going to quote what my dad said about this film. They knew what they wanted to do from start to finish. It's the middle that's so muddled. And once again, like I said, it does feel like a '90s comic book where everything looks beautiful. There are some good character moments in there. But in the end, it's just meh. That's the best thing I can say, is that meh. I didn't hate this film, don't get me wrong. I did not walk away going, this film fucking sucks. No. I just had a meh feeling to it, really. So yeah. Once again, I hope you all enjoyed this review, and as always, this was just my personal opinion, and I really want to know, if you guys saw Maleficent, did you guys like it? Did you guys hate it? And also, I did a video on this before, but what Disney villains do you think would have great movies? What do you think what Disney villains, should get movies? I understand that there's going to be a Beauty and the Beast film that Disney's doing. It's going to be a live-action film, and people are saying that it might be a story told in Gaston's perspective, which I'm all for. I think you could do a cool Gaston movie. Bradley Cooper should totally play Gaston. I'm just saying, like, he's got the rugged look, he's got the muscular build for it, and he's got the wit and charm. Well, in some cases. So yeah, Bradley Cooper for Gaston, I guess. I don't know. Anyway, once again, hope you all enjoyed this. I'm out.